What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another weekly update where I like to provide you guys insight on what I am looking for in the week to come. And this week, we got more big earnings. We had the biggest earnings week last week. A lot of good companies nailed it. Forward guidance obviously did not look good. The market really didn't have much reason to sell off last week, but it did. It was end of month, was one thing to keep in mind. We did have the Fed. We did have people talking about inflation. You had Biden talking about tax plan, future architecture. There was a lot going on last week. And last week, we just couldn't catch a break, and the market continued to sell off. Although Friday, I thought we were really going to break and really sell. Towards the end of the day, it looked like it was going to break the 200 moving average on that 1 hour and just completely sell everything. But it did. Some highlights, though, was the fact that Tesla gained some footing on Friday and went ripping. I thought Tesla was going to fall a bit further. It did hit that 650 mark and just ripped completely back up over 700, which was great to see. That's very positive. And now that it's part of the S&P, that will help push the market back up. Again, anything can happen. I'm recording this on a Saturday evening. Markets open up on Sunday nights. We very well could gap down, gap up. It's always a 50-50 chance. I think more than likely people are just positioning in for the next push up. We might be building another bull box before we go back up. We might have this chop for a couple days, then push up, chop, couple days, push up. We have to see how it's going. Buyers continue to step up in these specific zones and push the market back up. There's a lot of money in the market, and there's a lot of change in the market too. So it's just trying to fill things out. I know even swinging, my swings have been fairly light, and the scalping, I've been scalping a lot. Trying to cut that back down and go more for the swings, or just hold cash and wait for the setup. I know right now I did grab Tesla on Friday just before when I had that slight pullback before it ripped again back up, and looks like it's actually set up quite good for the week to come. I actually got back in coin. Coin had some good volume on Friday, which is interesting to see. I think you do have coin earnings coming up. You have a lot of other big earnings that still haven't come out yet, and so that's ultimately what we're looking for this week. I know a lot of big Monday after close. You have iRobot, and then on Tuesday you have Pfizer, Skills, Activision going in Under Armour on Tuesday. And then you have Wednesday, you have GM, PayPal, Rocket, Etsy, Uber, Twilio. And Thursday, you have Square, Roku, Moderna, AMC, Peloton, even Cloudflare. And then Friday, you got DraftKings. And so there is a lot of big earnings, and continue to have big earnings coming in the following weeks. I think this might be the week we start pushing back up. I don't know if this bull market, we might slowly continue to melt up as opposed to melting down. Again, I think we might go to this new pattern where we push up, chop, push up, chop. I think might be the new pattern we are looking at. But again, you still have to manage risk. You still have to be very careful. Again, if nothing looks right, don't hesitate to just walk away. But I think for this week, I ultimately want to watch PayPal, Square, and Peloton. I think would probably be pretty good this week, since Peloton has had some bad news and they've really kind of taken a beating. But I think with the way they have adapted to the whole pandemic, I think they might get a good run up. And it is on Thursday, so I'm going to actually keep Peloton on the list. That is not part of my watch list, though. That being said, let me go ahead and pull up the charts and a watch list for you guys here. So for the week, this is what I got. Tesla, as always, like I said, Tesla had a great move on Friday. I think that is going to continue. I wouldn't be surprised if we attempt to go for 800 this week, if not more. Maybe we get the leverage to just maybe Tesla is going to lead the pack and get us back on track. Amazon, again, had great earnings last week, destroyed earnings last week. I think maybe now it's in good position for this week to continue on. A lot of these big tech had great earnings this past week, and yet it sold off. So I'm looking for them to bounce and run like Tesla did on Friday. Coin, like I said, had great volume on Friday. Something I want to watch. It has earnings coming up, I believe, on the 13th or 14th. And so that's something to watch. Roblox has earnings come up, and it looks great on the daily. Palantir also got earnings coming up, and they are wedging quite nicely on the daily. Planet 13 is actually set up nicely as well on the daily. Those are pretty much what I'm watching this week. As far as the markets, again, Thursday, I thought we were really going to rip out Thursday because of Biden and Mr. Powell both coming on board with everything. Everything looked really bullish coming into Thursday. And then we just randomly sold off. Again, we've been kind of just playing range again. Friday, we sold off overnight and then just kind of was flat on Friday. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we have some sort of a little gap up to try to play this range coming into Monday morning or coming into tomorrow night, and then possibly Monday morning waking up back down here in the zone and just playing this range before another breakout this week. That is what I'm thinking. Again, anything is possible, but that's what I got for SPY. I don't really see anything big coming up this week or that I'm aware of. Let me know down in the comments if there is something big that I am not aware of this week. Again, the Fed was just last week, so I don't think there's anything unless there's some random news that comes out this week. I think we're pretty steady from this point forward. Again, it was end of month last 2 days. So that could have been what has caused selling off. And then QQQ, same thing. It's just playing this. It's been playing range for quite a bit. Just because it is playing range doesn't mean individual stocks won't run. We're seeing rotations from top tier beta stocks back into second tier tech. And then you have that rotation. So you get this up and down, range bound. So that's what I'm thinking for this week. Again, Tesla did phenomenal. Again, the selling off, I think in my mind was kind of absurd, especially after the earnings, but that's all it did. And then we had this massive push up. I actually got in, I believe around here, around this 691. I didn't want it to break 700 because I knew once it broke back over 700, which it did, it's actually closed at 710, which is actually, in my mind, really bullish for Tesla to reclaim all this back and then break back over that major support, because that 702 mark was a major support. We are back over that. Again, I wouldn't be surprised this gap up and just continue to run for the following weeks. So Tesla is one I really want to keep on watch. And I think it'll really reclaim and retest and try 1,000 is possible this week. And I don't think it's going to be possible this week. I think, again, we're going to have the slow melt up, but I think it will be led by your Teslas and your Amazons and your Apples. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Amazon is the next one I got. Again, great earnings and did nothing, just like Tesla, just sold off. Actually gave back a lot of the earnings that they had. But I think it's still in a good position. On the hourly, it looks fairly decent. On the daily, I wouldn't be surprised actually if we came back down to this 330.98 mark. Just retested this only to push back up and continue forward. Again, there was a lot of price targets I saw. I think I saw a price target on Friday that was like 5,500 was a new price target. Again, they destroyed earnings. This all throughout the quarantine, or through this whole pandemic, they've made more money during this pandemic than they've made in the 3 years combined. That's how well they did and how well they destroyed earnings, yet it sold off. So imagine that. So Amazon is one I want to watch for continuation coming into this week. Coin, again, I've been talking about this one. It's been beat down. I think it's got earnings coming up on the 13th. I don't know how accurate that is, but Coin destroyed the numbers that they had last time. I think they made like $1 billion or something in the last quarter. And so being said, I think that number is only going to continue to climb. And maybe we continue to chop until we run into earnings. But I think once earnings comes out and they realize that that crypto is here to stay and they see the recurring revenue from Coin, I think this is really going to ignite, and you're going to get some Tesla-like parabolic moves in Coin coming up. I know crypto in itself has really been running pretty hard over the past couple of days, breaking all-time highs, especially Ethereum. So that's something to keep in mind. Roblox is the next one I do have on here. Roblox on the daily looks great. We retested. Again, we have earnings on the 11th, so that's something to keep in mind. Roblox is one of the ones that, I mean, the in-game purchases are ridiculous, and they make a ton of money, recurring revenue, so that is something to keep in mind. So on the daily, it looks great. And again, it's been consolidating well here. So if this is actually holding, I'll be looking for leaps or possibly even shares in Roblox here. But that's what I have for Roblox. Now the next one I have is Palantir, which Palantir and I have not been too good on. My relationship with Palantir has not been a good one as of late. As you can see, it's just been doing a lot of rattling around. It's been holding this $21 to $25 range for what seems like forever. On the daily, though, what I did notice, if I can actually take the studies off of here, if you see, we are actually wedging very well here on Palantir. I think we're getting ready for that big move. And again, it has earnings, if this is correct, on 5/11. So I expect a big move out of here. There's been a lot of rumor of contracts. Just knowing the software in itself, there have been a lot of different software development companies that, I mean, you can purchase the software and stuff like that, and they help you essentially create whatever it is that you are looking for. But ultimately, understanding Palantir is, that doesn't mean they're going to go into an agreement with a particular company, right? There won't be no partnerships, essentially, but understand that it is just a piece of software that is being utilized, and then they essentially hire developers that are used with the software. So that doesn't mean there's no direct contract with Palantir, although I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and stuff like that that says, oh, they have a partnership with them. But it's more just purchasing the software and then having someone come in and actually implement the software. There's no actual agreement there. Yeah, there is to an extent, right? Because maybe you are purchasing the software and it's a service, software as a service, but ultimately understand that it's not some big partnership like a lot of people may think, like other partnerships essentially play together. So with that being said, I'm looking at this one. Planet 13 is the other one I do have. Planet 13, I've been kind of in and out of. I still have a core position in this that I've been holding, but on the daily, it looks really good, like it's ready to break out again. Again, with if there's any, I think coming into the summer months and stuff, I think Planet 13 has done really well and held up through the pandemic and survived and continued to grow and prosper and have done extremely well, especially in the MJ space. It's one of my favorite stocks in the MJ space. But being said, I think this can really break out, especially technical wise and fundamental wise. I mean, they're a solid company, in my opinion, and I think it could really run and break from this point. Now, how much of a move are we going to get out of here? Retest all-time highs is a possibility out of here is what I see, if not more than that. But Planet 13 is definitely one I want to keep an eye on this week. And see if it does a break out of this wedge here. But that's essentially what I got. Again, there's a lot of different things that can happen this week. There's random events. Maybe there's an event going on that I'm not aware of. That's a very well possibility. I don't dive into every little piece. I do like to go off technicals sometimes. Right now, it's been more technicals because fundamentals wise and there's the way a market's been performing. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and the market doesn't have to make sense. You have to understand that. So you have to adjust on the fly. Sometimes, I pick particular stocks because of fundamentals, and I'll go heavier and I'll swing on those particular stocks because I know where the company is going, right? Fundamental wise, I feel like they're solid. I feel like there is good growth there. But ultimately understanding that, even with that said, right, I still try to go off of technicals and see what's making sense. And again, lately, there's been a lot of chop in fundamentals, right? Fundamentals kind of go out the window when you have a bunch of chop and nothing makes sense. Nothing needs to make sense, right? And so you need to understand it and manage risk where you can. If you feel like you're messing up too much, day trading too much, you need to take a step back, take a break, and understand what you're doing, what is going wrong, and understand that could just be the market, right? Maybe it's just give the market time, be patient with it. Right now, I'm going back to taking longer term share positions for swings, and also looking at and like the industry leaders, right? I'm not trying to jump into other different random stocks that I'm not familiar with or that have no liquidity. I'm trying to avoid those because a lot of those secondary stocks have just been beaten down extremely bad, and even value stocks have been taking quite a beating lately. So that's something to also to keep in mind. So guys, remember to manage risk. Take care. Until next time, guys, I will see you later.